Scribal Sessions Volume 1. For the record. Open your eye in alignment with time and you'll see the truth like it's a physical thing. From the darkness I arise, so it's not a surprise when you learn of the light that I bring. As above, so below, I find a rhythm and flow as I grow with the pendulum swing. This is the matrix where everyone's faking they sleep here in life while we wake up in dreams. Shedding the skin like a serpent, this work makes it worth it. Attaining a purpose while searching internal, examine what all is in me. Most will not make it, their soul cannot take it. Reality shaking, you've seen what I've seen. Reap what you sow, with the weavers of speech, achievers, and this is the read 'em and weed 'em. You cannot read them, vibrations that none of them speak. Walker MDWNTR, light is feather is heavy to learn that your will isn't free. Nectar willing, I continue to lead with my ebas. I'm sweeping my consciousness clean. Training in realms that are unseen. My aura is summing, set fire to all of the fiends. Stand on my eye, this is all seeing. I we supply 93, that means we are supreme. Healing through tones on my senses, connecting and this year. Wealthy is health, this is green. This is illusion, reality veiled in delusion. Thoughts become intrusive, it's foolish to not know by now that it ain't what it seems. This is way more than belief. I see clearly the lines. My six senses of sight are hypnotized. No wonder everyone sleeps. Open your eyes. It's time to set off the alarm. The performance self-harm. Don't you know you're a star? God in human form, and you rise with the beast. More than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper. Seeing the state of the planet, the damage, the famines expanding beyond your belief. I see they landed, they've handed the people a cannon and aiming it right at your feet. Blowing a hole where you're standing, creating the panic. The tactical planning is deep. Teaching you're only a man and the God is in heaven, the seventh outside of your reach. If you're the question, they'll call you a manic, frantic, erratic, depression, demonic. When you're teaching through the magical speech, they'll call you serpent, the one in the garden. Pardon my knowledge for having the knowledge and prowess to see. He really told the truth to Adam and Eve. You'll have distinction between good and evil if you eat of the fruit of the tree. Now you're a god, open your eye, cleansing yourself so that now you can see. They stole the stories and twisted them like it's a spliff. They put the fire to leaf, I put the fire to speech. I put the fire to heat. We don't do liars and thieves, they just desire to greed. This is my record to keep, this is my throne. You cannot sit in my seat, and I command it. I give more than 10 commandments. This is the law of attraction, and we have infinite stamina. My stage is where I'm standing. This is my art, God is in me. I only keep goddesses with me. They are the magical beings, they are the holy ones, birthing the gods. We're overcoming the odds. We are the even and odd. They're in the odds, we're in the all. Ancestors answer my prayers, forever grateful. I will forever say thank you. Inspiration to awake the sleepers. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper.
May Ra grant you and your family health and prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundations of Maat, and may you rise and come forth this conscious light, like the divine Ra, who rise and shine forevermore, Maat. Otep.
I look outside in awe, I see our people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lead, though flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. Look outside in awe, I see our people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lead, though flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. I am him, king, crown, rings, that's who I am in. Mindset of when fighting jinns, sword swang, samurai, I am Shem. Suhor, son of Heheru, I am him. King, crown, rings, that's who I am in. Mindset of when fighting jinns, sword swang, samurai, I am Shem. Suhor, son of Heheru. Words powerful, Hekau. See proof, you can feel the roots. Gone, just look up, I am proof. Breaking doors now, make some room. But I is now speaking through me and trust.
Hotep, peace and love, everybody. Welcome to the House of ATTON. Ancient Tahuti and Teachings on the Tiru presents the instructions of MeriKaRe. Before I introduce the brothers on the panel, we will begin as we do every week with our Nefer affirmation. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Unki Qem Maat, Un-Ns, Nintet or Sat Qem Maat, Min Hepapet Qem Maat, Her in Uqe per Iku. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Hotep, peace and love, everybody. Welcome to the House of ATTON. I'm going to introduce the great brother, the Jed Sajim. The Jed Sajim, Primordial Thought 9, is a seeker of divine wisdom. The wisdom with universal structure. The wisdom that remains the same from every interaction. The wisdom that adapts to... Let me start all over again. Peace and love, everybody. Welcome to the House of ATTON. I'm going to introduce the great brother, the Jed Sajim. The Jed Sajim is a seeker of divine wisdom. The wisdom with universal structure. The wisdom that remains the same from every perspective. The wisdom that adapts to any interaction. The wisdom that creates silence. The wisdom that sustains the House of ATTON. Next, we have the mighty scribe Ani PTAH Aten Tahuti, Tatia Vizier, overseer of administration of the House of ATTON, chief treasurer Shesh Nasut, royal scribe of Tahuti Amenhotep Ra, sub-scribe of Ra, Sajet E, reciter of Aku, effective words of conscious light, one grade of Heka, excellent of magic, technology architect of Tahuti, bull of Ma'at, truly silent one, controller of temper, most expert in his calling, protector of the Natiru, Neb Aker, Lord of excellence, son of the great unifier, Nut, holder of the secrets of the Duat, Smaui Sekmi, one skilled in the arts of music and poetry, Him Netatepi and Sheshet, high priest of Sheshet, Saba and MDWNTR, teacher of the divine language, embodiment of Ptah's writing board and Tahuti's mirror, leader with the heart, Sep Eve, great of humility, servant of the people, Tahuti manifests in him, Heru manifests in him as Ptah Neb Ma'at, Lord of truth, Shimsu Natiru, messenger and follower of the Natiru, Ptah Ani Aten Tahuti, a living Netta on earth who lives in Ma'at, Unk, Ujed, Usir, life, stability, and wealth. And I am your presenter for the night, the mighty Atef Rem Qem Maat, esteemed steward of the venerable House of ATTON. As a devoted disciple of the master teacher, the illustrious Tahuti Amenhotep Ra, I proudly undertake the role of the sagacious host for the weekly gathering within the sacred halls of the House of ATTON. Here we delve into the profound teachings that illuminate the path of Ma'at. In the sacred sanctuary of the House of ATTON, I guide fellow seekers on a journey of enlightenment and understanding, drawing from the wellspring of ancient wisdom. Our gatherings are profound explorations into the depths of truth, meticulously deciphered through the lens of ancestral artifacts and the profound teachings bestowed upon us by the great Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. My commitment to the pursuit of wisdom extends beyond the confines of our weekly gatherings. As a true-hearted devotee of truth, I strive to embody the essence of Ma'at in all aspects of life, expressing unwavering love for my people. My soul resonates with the harmonious frequencies of the MDWNTR. I stand as a loyal guardian of Ma'at, steadfastly defending the sacred principles that govern our existence within the House of ATTON. Peace and love, everybody. Welcome to Study Guide Sundays. Hotep, great brother. How you feeling? Good to see you. You're on mute, brother.
Oh, Tua. Hotep, great brother. Great to see you as well. Yes, Hotep Henu. And peace and love to the great the Jed.
Back on mute.
Too many buttons.
You must got one of them mouse like me. Like I got one of them MK, whatever that thing is.
Well, I just learned because I hit the keyboard on accident, and I just learned that if you hit M, it mutes the mic. So I
sure do. Nice. All right. Learn something new.
Yes, Hotep Henu, great brother. How are you?
Man, wonderful, brother. Just just finished my presentation, putting it together. It's a long weekend, long night, but very well worth it. I remember staying up, binge watching Star Wars, So, I definitely can stay up and take long hours to hear what our ancestors left behind for us and, navigate this matrix accordingly, great brother. So Hotep and new to you.
Absolutely. Yes, dua. And I'm looking forward to this, just like all of them that you do. But this one in particular has a unique space. So just being able to listen to the great tones of MeriKaRe and just see the visuals of this, because this for sure has a lot of structure to be able to create a nice synthesis. So I know that this is going to be fire. So I'm looking forward to that. And peace and love to everyone. Oh yeah.
Nini saying, brother. Yeah.
Nini We know the great Atef's in the lab. He's in a lab within a lab.
I'm just doing my best, brother. That's all. Just trying to do my best.
Nah, you're doing it, and yeah, doing Henu for all your works and for bringing the great ancestors' words to life and animating it. I mean, it's such a powerful thing. So Tua to you and Henu to all of the great house of ATTON Kuru. Peace and love to Nukpu. Peace, great brother, says Hotep Natiru MDWNTR.MEDIA Maat. Hotep and Henu to you. Peace to the great moderator Basa Tut Maka Ox Effect, says Hotep Marie Out. Peace and love, family. All right, so let me send out this notification to make sure that everyone gets a notification. So let me do this very quickly. But yes, great Atef, if you want to talk to the people, great brother, Hotep.
Hotep, peace and love. Peace and love to all of Kuru, all the members of the House of ATTON. Saba's class was phenomenal yesterday. Looking forward to next week's class about peanut butter. I had a friend of mine send in a question, so that's going to be fun. And, just excited, man, to run it back and go back and digest it. A lot of times when I'm listening to class and I'm in class, I'm not able to process it like I need to. But when I go back, I always catch something. But that's for all his classes. That's not just one. You always find extra jewels and discover something new. So, Hotep and new to the great Saba and all of his work and his consistency. And it was good to see a new brother come to the panel and share his story. Yeah, Nook, peanut butter and jelly time. Yeah, I didn't ask the question. It was a friend of mine asked the question. So, now I know what Saba mean when he say, I didn't wake up thinking about breast milk this morning, but because someone asked the question, he had to go there. So, that's what the question is about. Lead pipes, peanut butter, something. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to the answer. Like I said, all his answers are my questions, even though I haven't asked any. But it's gonna be fire, man. In that military class, I went back and ran that back again last week, or this week, I should say, and I just been marinating on it because it's so beneficial. It's so it was so uplifting too, to give the Nether the praise that he did, to show them the respect, and give them the Hinu. While we know so many people right now think that the Natural are principles, so that was really, really, really good. A really, really, really phenomenal class. And then when he talked about, the Nether not being weak, that the very first symbol of the Nether is the axe. So, just, take it how you will. So definitely fire. And we had a brother that he's been around. He said since the Killer Priest class, that was good to hear his story. And he spoke about his journey and discovering or having teachers prior to Saba, and then and joining organizations, and then kind of getting fed up with with the lie and the matrix, and to where he was like, man, forget it, I'm just gonna do yoga and Tai Chi, and he eventually found Saba. So shout out to his path and journey. We all on different paths and journeys, but it was a lot of his story resonated with me, as far as having different teachers, and that journey was, my journey was kind of similar. But I didn't go the 5% route per se, but still very, very, very nefer. So that was good. And he's a new brother too. So, but he's been around, like he's been donating. So shout out to that brother, and his support of Saba. So everything counts, and everything that people contribute, and when they show reciprocity, every little bit counts and keeps this going. So Saba was gone for a couple weeks, and I want him to get his rest, but it's good that he's back, and it's good that he said yesterday that everything is going well. So that's definitely really good news. So Hinu to our great Saba, our great teacher.
Yes, absolutely. Dua Hinu. houseofatton.org. Everyone be sure to go and get your Pathways to Awakening tickets for this year, October 19th, 2025. We're going to have a whole lot of fun, so make sure that you're there. Get your tickets early. There's an early bird price for those who get it early. So go ahead and get your tickets, and get your preparations ready. And again, Dua and Hinu to all of the great Meru, all of the great Kuru, those who support what we do here at the House of ATTON and assisting in our growth. It's a very powerful thing. So dua to all of you, and those who walk out and lead with the left and live in Ma'at, and just be a living example. All right. So yes, October 19th, 2025. Everyone's been asking for the tones, and you want to be there October 19th, 2025, to get them live and in the flesh. So and we get a House of ATTON collab where we Salvatore is in the booth. Those of you who he approved to be a part of that, and I'll be releasing that soon for you all, to let you all know who he approved to be on the record. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we'll all get to perform it. So Atef, you ever performed? You ever got on stage and did a performance?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I used to. Yeah, once upon a time. Another life, man. You know? Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
A lot.
To you. Yeah. Hotep to I see Jada in the back. Peace.
Oh, you see it? Yeah.
Yeah. Hotep.
See a little head popping up. Yeah. Yeah. They in there.
Let me share the screen really quick, just so everyone can see. Here we have houseofatton.org. We have our shop. Keep keep coming and keep supporting. Social media is here. Make sure you follow us on all our social media. Facebook, follow us there. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and we should be streaming on Facebook as well now, because we reached that threshold. So, oh, yep, absolutely, we are live on Facebook. So wonderful. All right. Oh, and let me take us here. PTAH 2025. Everyone come here. And you can read through that and enter the pathway. So enter the pathway, come here and get your ticket. Right? This will go up September 19th, 30 days before the actual event. So everyone take advantage of this right here. And for those of you who want to join in on the raffle, we have the options here, which is a great benefit for those who want to join in on the raffle. You can get 6 tickets for the price of 3, and you're going to want to be a part of the raffle for sure. You know, we don't do it small when it comes to the Hotep offerings. As well as the great pod classes here. But everyone be sure to come here to the PTAH 2025 and get your tickets. Oh, we off the screen. There we go. All right, to our great boss Tut, Maka Ox Effect, to offer that. All right. So, great Atef, if I'll pass the mic to you and you can get started. And I'm looking forward to this. Everyone be sure to have your notes ready. We know we're going into 3 different pathways, 3 different perspectives, and we're going to gain something from each one. Who knows? So who knows what else we're going to experience, you know, in the Too Many Button Productions. He made an extra button while producing the productions, and added, I don't know, So yes, great Atef, I'll pass it to you.
Bro, you don't know how many times I mess up. You're right, I did. I pressed too many buttons. Man, listen, I was working on it and I thought I lost the whole thing. Computer crashed. It's a lot. I don't know if people realize it's a lot that go into these. And I just lead with the left, and just keep moving no matter what. It is a little frustrating at times, but the creative process, I love it because I'm learning as I create. So as you all know, I decided I was going to go through the books one by one, the pages little by little, just step by step, instead of flipping around and trying to find particular stories. All of them are important. So I decided one day that I was just going to start at the beginning. And that's what I did. And right now I'm on page 152, which is the Seba'it, and I'm reading from William Kelly Simpson's Ancient Egyptian Literature book. And, just creating these visual presentations. The goal is to echo the tones of the Neter. And that's my goal, is to make the Neteru proud and to represent them always. The Neteru exists. They are not just principles. So, that's my goal when I'm creating. And Hotep Henu to the Neter. So this is, again, like I said, the instructions of MeriKaRe, which is the Seba'it, and I will start it up. Hope you all like it. Took me a lot of time to work on it. And like I said, I hit the button. I hit the wrong button a lot. Until I hit the button and everything disappeared off the screen, and I was halfway done. And my mate this morning, she was like, I showed her. She was like, how much more you got to do? I showed her. And it was a little small portion. And she was like, that's 30 minutes. And I was like, yeah, that's it. Just 30 minutes. She was like, nah, that's going to take, it took a few hours to do that. So this is why big budget productions take years to produce. I understand now, just to get it perfect. So I'm learning a few tricks, but still a lot of work. So I hope everyone appreciates it. And this is the instructions of MeriKaRe.
Hotep Neteru, welcome back, truth seekers and dig duggers. This is Digging for the Truth podcast. I'm Matthew Mythology, and
I'm Christina, the Christian Christensen.
Ancient Kemetic wisdom might seem distant from modern life. But what if the oldest leadership manual ever discovered could teach us more about running organizations than any MBA program?
You know, that's a fascinating way to look at this text. The teaching for King MeriKaRe is essentially a 4,000-year-old executive handbook.
And here's what makes it so remarkable. It was written during one of Kemet's most turbulent periods, when the country was literally split in two. The advice isn't coming from some ivory tower theorist, but from a ruler who had to navigate real political chaos.
That's exactly what struck me. The raw honesty in this document. The father actually admits to his own failures and mistakes, which no modern ruler or king would ever do nowadays. Shout out Trump. Blick it.
Well, let me share something fascinating about the historical context. This was written during what so-called scholars call the First Intermediate Period, around 2100 BCE. Imagine the United States split into North and South, each with its own government, trying to maintain order while eyeing the other suspiciously.
So this text is basically a survival guide for ruling during a crisis?
For shiggity. And what's remarkable is how sophisticated the advice is. There's this incredible line about leadership that says, words are mightier than any struggle, basically arguing that diplomatic skill trumps military might. That's pretty progressive thinking 4,000 years ago. Henu Neteru.
For shiggity. And what's remarkable is how sophisticated the advice is. There's this incredible line about leadership that says, words are mightier than any struggle. Basically arguing that diplomatic skill trumps military might. That's pretty progressive thinking 4,000 years ago. Henu Neteru.
Hey, did you just copy me and repeat what I said?
Yep. The text seems to have this fascinating balance between practical governance and morality. Like when it talks about handling crime. It's not just punish everyone harshly and throw away the key.
Dig this, it specifically warns against both extremes. The exact quote is, "Do not show indulgence toward any crime you have uncovered," but then balances that with advice about showing mercy when punishing. It's this incredibly nuanced approach to justice that all modern legal systems still struggle with.
You know what really jumped out at me? The emphasis on merit over birth in choosing officials. That seems incredibly ahead of its time.
Already, let me read you the exact quote. "Make no distinction between a well-born man and a commoner, but take a man into your service because of his deeds." In an age of hereditary nobility, this was revolutionary thinking.
That reminds me of modern discussions about workplace diversity and merit-based advancement. DEI, affirmative action. What?
And here's where it gets even more interesting. The text doesn't just stop at saying, hire the best people. It goes into detail about how to retain talent. It advises giving land, cattle, and wealth to loyal officials. It's basically describing an ancient Kemetic compensation package.
That's fire. It's like an early version of modern employee retention strategies.
The text also has this incredibly sophisticated take on foreign policy. There's this detailed analysis of their neighbors, the Asiatics, that reads like a modern intelligence briefing. It describes their resource limitations, their nomadic lifestyle, and even their fighting patterns.
How does it characterize these potential threats?
It's remarkably nuanced. The text says, the Asiatic has never settled in one place, but plagued by want, he wanders the deserts on foot. But then it adds this brilliant metaphor. They're like a crocodile on its riverbank, which attacks on a lonely road but does not invade the area of a crowded town.
So it's teaching strategic thinking. Understanding your adversary's limitations rather than just fearing them.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. The text then pivots to internal security. It gives specific advice about fortifying borders, maintaining garrisons, and even talks about the importance of irrigation projects in border regions.
That's a surprisingly holistic approach to national security, combining military, infrastructure, and economic development.
And speaking of economics, there's this fascinating section about taxation and administration. The text actually warns against overtaxing the population and emphasizes the importance of keeping people content. It's like an ancient version of modern public policy.
You know what's really striking? Dig this. It's how much emphasis this text puts on building for the future. There's this powerful line about how even a single day's work can contribute to eternity.
Yes. And that connects to this larger Kemetic concept of Ma'at, the idea of cosmic order and justice. The text presents leadership not just as a job, but as a sacred duty to maintain this divine order.
That spiritual dimension really sets it apart from modern leadership texts, doesn't it?
Well, here's what's fascinating, you dig. Even the spiritual advice is practical. When it talks about building temples and making offerings, it's not just about pleasing the gods. It's about creating lasting monuments that will inspire people and strengthen the state.
That reminds me of how modern leaders often talk about leaving a legacy.
And here's the kicker. The text ends with this incredible statement about the creator deity who made everything for humanity's benefit. It describes the ruler as a shepherd of the cattle of God, responsible for protecting and providing for the people.
That's such a powerful metaphor for leadership responsibility.
You know what really strikes me as we wrap this up? Dig me. Is how many of these principles we're still grappling with today. Merit-based advancement, balanced justice, strategic thinking, responsible governance. This 4,000-year-old text is remarkably relevant. Shout out to the followers of Maat.
I really do. It really shows that while technology and society have changed dramatically, the core challenges of leadership remain surprisingly constant.
And perhaps that's the most valuable lesson from this ancient text, that wisdom about leading and managing people can transcend time and culture. Maybe we should be looking more often to these ancient sources for modern insights.
Big Matt. We need to use this knowledge, this power, this may-do to make a difference in the world. We need to be the change we want to see. We need to build the future our ancestors envisioned and pave the way for us.
We need your help to spread this message. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Share this episode with everyone you know. Post it on your socials. Tag us. Come join us. House of ATTON. Ancient Tahutian teachings of Nateru. Back to the source. We the original axemen.
Let's show the world that we're not just passive consumers of information. We're active participants in our own liberation. We're reclaiming our culture, one papyrus at a time. They taught you what to think, not how to think.
We are the descendants of greatness, and together, we will rise like the Aku, brick by brick. Hotep Maat.
Keep the fire burning, keep the knowledge flowing, and keep digging for the truth. You dig?
The Teaching for King MeriKaRe, a legacy of wisdom. The Teaching for King MeriKaRe is a classic of Kemetic instructional literature. It is part of the esteemed Spet teachings tradition, a genre that began in the Old Kingdom and flourished throughout the Middle Kingdom. Royal guidance. This timeless work takes the form of a father-to-son discourse. King Keti III of the Henenennesu, Ananenneatsanenesiblats, House of the Royal Child, dynasty advises his heir, MeriKaRe, on the essential principles of wise and effective governance. Historical context. Time period. The Teaching for King MeriKaRe comes from the First Intermediate Period, the span between the stable rule of the Old Kingdom and the reunification of the Middle Kingdom. In this era, Kemet was divided. The rulers of Henen Nesut governed the northern lands, while in the south, the leaders of Waset from the Atef family were steadily extending their control. Authorship. The text is presented as the guidance of an elder ruler from the royal house of Henen Nesut, likely of the Keti Aktoi family, addressed to his son and heir MeriKaRe. It may have been created during MeriKaRe's own time as king to affirm his right to rule, or it may have been composed later in the Middle Kingdom as a respectful remembrance of Henen Nesut leadership, themes and purpose. Set in a time of division and unrest, the work shows a ruler intent on keeping the land in balance. It stresses the need for wise rule, skill in dealing with others, and careful use of authority, portraying the king as both a protector of order and a careful planner in an age of shifting power. Textual sources. Primary source. The main copy of the teaching for King MeriKaRe is preserved in Papyrus Saint, Petersburg number 1116a, written during the latter part of the 18th dynasty. This manuscript shows signs of damage and alteration, including textual corruptions, scribal mistakes, and a fragmented opening. Supporting sources. 2 additional manuscripts, Papyrus Moscow 4-6, 5-8, and Papyrus Carlsberg 6, provide parallel passages that help in restoring missing or unclear sections of the main text. Modern editions. Notable modern presentations and translations include W. Helk, Die Lehre für König MeriKaRe, 1988, M. Lichtheim, Ancient Egyptian Literature, 1973. R. B. Parkinson, The Tale of Sinuhe and Other Ancient Egyptian Poems, 1997. Governance and Justice. Firm but fair. Do not show indulgence toward any crime you have uncovered. Punish wrongdoing in full measure, for neglect breeds rebellion. Power of words. Master the art of speech, for the strength of a ruler is in his tongue. Words can achieve what force cannot. Temperament. A calm heart brings peace to its owner, but the one ruled by anger lives in self-inflicted torment. The teaching for King MeriKaRe presents the ideal ruler as both just and merciful, one who corrects wrongdoing decisively, yet grants clemency when it will uphold harmony. It affirms that wisdom, diplomacy, and the spoken word are the king's greatest instruments, surpassing the power of arms. Dealing with rebellion. A seditious man can stir the people and split the youth into factions. If such a person is found among the citizens, one whose deeds challenge your authority, denounce him to the officials and remove him, for he is truly a rebel. The teaching for King MeriKaRe outlines a clear approach to rebellion and sedition. It calls for decisive measures against individuals who incite unrest and gather followers, even to the point of a permanent removal if they persist in defying royal authority. At the same time, it urges mercy toward the wider populace, advising that be merciful when you punish, for this will bring joy to the people. This balance of firmness and compassion reflects the text's broader principle that a ruler's strength lies in both upholding order and maintaining the goodwill of the governed. Promote capable officials. Promote your officials so they may carry out your decrees. Great is the ruler whose officials are themselves. Great, mighty is the king with a loyal entourage, and wealthy is the one rich in officials. Merit over birth. Make no distinction between the highborn and the commoner. Choose a man for service according to his deeds. Reward loyalty. Raise your officials, promote your fighters, grant wealth to the young men among your followers, give them possessions, bestow fields, and provide them with cattle. The teaching for King MeriKaRe makes clear that a ruler's power rests on the ability and loyalty of those who serve him. It calls for appointments based on merit rather than lineage, ensuring that the most capable individuals rise to positions of responsibility. The text also stresses rewarding faithful service with tangible benefits, land, livestock, and wealth, to bind the loyalty of followers and strengthen the king's household and state. Foreign policy and defense. Border security. Guard your borders and strengthen your fortresses, for troops are a profit to their lord. Prepare your border against the lands to the south, for they are outsiders who arm themselves for war. The teaching for King MeriKaRe outlines a practical approach to foreign policy and defense. It emphasizes the need for a ruler to maintain strong defenses, particularly along vulnerable frontiers, and to keep the army well prepared. While recalling the speaker's own military achievements, the text also advises the successor to remain vigilant without seeking unnecessary conflict. Instead, it advocates for diplomacy when it serves the stability of the two lands. This balanced philosophy reflects the text's core principle. A ruler's strength is found in both military readiness and wise action. Religious obligations. Honor the Netjeru. Erect many monuments for the god, perform the monthly service, wear the white sandals, enrich the temple, and guard the sacred mysteries. A ruler's duty extends to spiritual devotion, upholding the cult of the Netjeru through temple service and guarding sacred rites to maintain harmony. Maintain offerings. Enter the holy place, partake of bread in the house of the god, renew the offerings, multiply the loaves of sacrifice, increase the daily provisions, for such acts bring benefit to the one who performs them. Regularly renewing offerings and increasing daily provisions in the holy places benefits the ruler and ensures divine favor. Build for eternity. Strengthen your monuments to the fullest of your ability, for even a single day can add to eternity, an hour can adorn the future, and the god knows the one who labors for him. Building enduring monuments is crucial, as every effort contributes to an eternal legacy, recognized by the gods for its devotion. The teaching for King MeriKaRe affirms that a ruler's duty is not only political but also spiritual. Upholding the cult of the Netjeru through temple service, offerings, and monument building is portrayed as essential to maintaining harmony in the land and ensuring the king's own blessed legacy in the afterlife. The divine creator. Divine creation for humankind. The text describes a supreme creator who brought forth heaven and earth for humanity, calming raging waters and bringing winds to sustain life. This highlights the Creator's attentive care for all creation. Rulers as divine protectors. The Creator sets up a shrine and listens to the people's pleas, bringing forth rulers from the egg to act as protectors and guides for the vulnerable. This establishes divine kingship as part of the Creator's plan to ensure welfare and justice. The teaching for King MeriKaRe concludes with a profound vision of a supreme creator who brought the world into being for the benefit of humankind. This theological passage reflects a more unified and abstract vision of divinity, moving beyond earlier highly localized expressions toward a single overarching creator concerned with justice, compassion, and the order of creation. Ethical legacy and immortality. Earthly legacy. The text states that one's time on earth is brief and does not last. Blessed is the one whose name is remembered for good. This emphasizes that a virtuous legacy and good name are essential, as they are the true measures of earthly success that endure beyond life's impermanence. Divine judgment. The teaching warns, as for the divine court that judges wrongdoers, know that it shows no indulgence on the day when the offender is called to account. This highlights a strict, unbending divine judgment awaiting those who transgress, underscoring the importance of moral conduct. Eternal life. The document affirms a person endures after death. His deeds are placed beside him as his reward, and life in the beyond is everlasting. It promises eternal life for those whose actions uphold Mayat, truth, justice, and cosmic order, with deeds serving as rewards in the afterlife. The teaching for King MeriKaRe closes with a meditation on mortality, moral conduct, and the afterlife. It affirms that life's impermanence makes a virtuous legacy essential, for remembrance is the true measure of a person's earthly success. The text warns of an unbending divine judgment awaiting those who transgress, and promises eternal life for those whose actions uphold Ma'at, truth, justice, and the cosmic order. Embody these principles, securing both a just reign and an enduring place in the eternal realm. Stay tuned as Atef reads from the Scroll of Wisdom. Page 152 of William Kelly Simpson's The Literature of Ancient Kemet. Hetep dinesu, offerings of peace are made. I acknowledge my honored teacher and my brothers who walk in Ma'at, the house of ATTON. May the Neteru walk with you, may your Ka be strong, until we meet again on the papyrus of time. Hotep, I'm done.
The teaching for King MeriKaRe. The text known as the Teaching for King MeriKaRe continues the tradition of the instructional literature which had emerged earlier, perhaps as early as the Old Kingdom, and which is best exemplified by the maxims of PTAH. Like the text of PTAH, that of MeriKaRe is presented in a situation where the holder of an office prepares to hand over his duties to his son and successor, taking the opportunity to provide advice on the execution of the duties of the office. In the case of PTAH, the speaker was the retiring vizier. In the case of MeriKaRe, the speaker is an older king, probably of the family of Kati, Aktoi, of the Greek word Heracleopolitan line, originally Hennesut, who is addressing his successor, MeriKaRe. It may have been written during the reign of MeriKaRe as a means of justifying his kingship and policies, or it may have been composed at some later point during the Middle Kingdom. The time frame in which the text is set is the first intermediate period between the Old Kingdom and the Middle Kingdom. The north of Egypt was ruled by Heracleopolis, while Thebes in the south was commencing its rise to power under the early rulers of the Atef family. The contents of the text reflect the unstable conditions of the time and give a portrait of a monarch
who is trying to maintain order and who realizes the need for caution and diplomacy in ruling. There is in this text little of the high optimism of the Old Kingdom, and there is a strong stress on the actual sense of responsibility of the monarch
gods see
as
no
opposed
difference
to
between
his
you,
privileges.
so
The
neither
work
shall I.
climaxes with a statement of the supreme power of the creator deity, an indication that the Egyptian theological mind was becoming more sophisticated and less reliant on the diversified mythological imagery of the past. The main source for this text is a papyrus in St. Petersburg, number 1116. This papyrus, copied during the second half of the 18th dynasty, is marked by a number of textual corruptions and scribal errors, and the beginning of the text is badly fragmented. However, some restorations can be made on the basis of other manuscripts, namely Papyrus Moscow 4658 and Papyrus Karls, Berg 6. Original publication of the text, W. Golenishev, Les Papyrus Hieratiknos, 1115-1116A et 1116B, de l'Ermitage impérial à Saint-Pétersbourg, Saint-Pétersbourg, 1916. For a good modern edition, C.W. Helk, Die Lehre für König MeriKaRe, Wiesbaden, 1988. For other modern translations, see M. Lichtheim, Ancient Egyptian Literature, Volume 1, Berkeley, 1973, 97-109, and R.B. Parkinson, The Tale of Sinu and Other Ancient Egyptian Poems, 1940-1640 BC, Oxford, 1997, 212-34. The translation of R.O. Faulkner in the earlier edition of this book should also be noted, as it shows a number of variation in the interpretation of various passages of the text. VAT, the beginning of the instruction made by the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, Kadi, for his son, MeriKaRe. Be not indulgent in the matter of any crime which you have discovered. Rather, you should punish there in every detail, for this is the start of rebellion which has been caused when dissentious men are numerous with their plots against you. As for someone who makes a report after your decision has been made concerning biased, he will make half of it as an allotment. The one shall his lord heed division with my followers.
The gods
Say the
see
same
no
many in your
difference
sight.
between you,
You will go
so
astray on
neither
the
shall
path.
I.
Be not indulgent toward him, but you should rather kill those who follow him in this, for you know his supporters are loyal to him. If you find of a city, and he is the head of a family, you should provide for him, and then you will not heed your many myriads. Do not destroy a man as a matter of course, neither he the great mansions bred his, he his of the family. Be careful that you do not those who guard the living for us. When a month has passed, he himself, he will speak, he will ponder, he will remember. A man who is indeed mighty on earth in the limbs of his body. Punish those men who fall away, but be gracious to him when your heart is satisfied. Everyone says he is reborn. Thus they become men who are content. You're like a god. If you find someone who did not have many supporters, and whom the townspeople did not know, but whose many partisans are now a multitude, and respect him for his possessions and for his cleverness, one who has gained men's confidence and has ingratiated himself in the sight of his dependents, and who persists as a troublemaker and a spreader of talk, get rid of him and slay his children, obliterate his name and destroy his supporters, banish all memory of him and of the partisans who respect him. A seditious man is liable to incite the citizens and create two groups of malcontents among the youth. If therefore you find that there is such a one among the citizens, whose actions challenge you, denounce him before the officials and get rid of him, for he is indeed a rebel. One who disseminates talk is a disruptor of the city. Restrain the masses and drive the violence out of them, for there will be no quelling of dissent on the part of rogues whose fathers also created dissent. A single dissenter can disrupt the entire army. So let his end occur in the same confusion which he had brought about. If the masses become inflamed, let them be put in the workhouse, but be merciful to when you punish, for you will thus cause the to be joyful. Show yourself upright before God, and then people will say, even in your absence, that you administer punishment in due measure. A good temperament means serenity for a man, but the malice of the angry-hearted is his torment. Be proficient in speech, so that you may be strong, for the strength of a king is his tongue. Words are mightier than any struggle, and no one can outsmart him who is skilled of heart, but you will sit secure upon the throne. The wise man is a bulwark even for officials, and those who are aware of his knowledge dare not assail him. No evil happens in his presence, but Ma'at comes to him refined, like the counsels of what was said by our ancestors. Emulate your fathers and your forefathers, and attain success through knowledge. Behold, their words endure in writing. Open and read them, so that you may emulate their knowledge. One who is proficient will become knowledgeable. Do no evil. Clemency is good. Make your memory endure through men's love for you. Prosper the people whom the city shelters, and they will praise God for your generosity. Guard your good name. Give thanks for your blessings, and pray to the gods for your health. Show due respect to the nobles. Support your people. Fortify your borders and your buffer zones, for it is expedient to work for the future. The life of him who takes forethought will be held in high esteem, but he who is overly confident will suffer. Make men loyal to you through your good disposition. Despicable is he who forcefully binds the land to himself. A fool is he who covets that which belongs to others. One's earthly life is transient and does not endure. Fortunate is he who is well remembered because of it. Do not countless men belong to the Lord of the two lands? And is there a man of them who will live forever? The man who walked in accordance with Ma'at shall depart, just as he whose life was pleasure-filled will die. Promote your officials that they may fulfill your decrees, for he whose house is wealthy will not take sides against you, and he who wants for nothing is a wealthy man. A poor man does not speak honestly, and he who says, "Would that I had," cannot be upright. He will be partial toward him who is generous to him, and biased toward the one who pays him. Great is the ruler whose officials are themselves great. Mighty is the king who has a loyal entourage, and wealthy is he who is rich in officials. Speak Ma'at within your palace, so that the officials who are over the land may respect you. For an upright heart is becoming to a lord. It is the front of a house which creates respect for the back. Observe Ma'at, that you may endure long upon the earth. Console him who weeps, and oppress not the widow. Do not expel a man from the property of his father, and do not demote the officials from their positions. Beware of punishing unjustly. Do no harm, for it will not benefit you. Punish by means of flogging and imprisonment, for thus will this land be kept in good order, except for the rebel who has contrived his plots. But God is aware of the rebel, and God will smite his evil with blood. But the merciful man will prolong the length of his days. Do not execute a man of whose abilities you are aware, one with whom you were educated, who was reared as if destined before God, and who walked freely in the place of secrets. The Ba will return to the place which it knows, and it will not wander from its familiar ways. All magic rituals will be unable to oppose it, and it will make its way to those who offer it water. As for the divine tribunal which judges sinners, you know that they are not indulgent. On that day of judging the offender, in that hour of performing their duty, and base is he who is found guilty despite his wisdom. Be not confident in length of years, for they regard a lifetime as but an hour. A man will survive after death. His deeds will be set out beside him as his reward, and existence in the beyond is for eternity. A fool is he who does what offends them, but as for him who reaches them having done no wrong, he will exist there like a god, walking proudly like the lords of eternity. Marshal your troops so that the residents may respect you. Increase your supporters in the military. Behold, your cities are filled with new generations. For these 20 years, the youth have been at ease, following their heart, and the military goes forth in strength. Those who are recruited enlist voluntarily, like young men trained and strengthened. It is our ancestry which fights on our behalf, and I was raised up from it on my succession. Elevate your officials, promote your fighters, bestow wealth upon the young men of your followers, provide them with possessions, confer fields upon them, and endow them with cattle. Make no distinction between a well-born man and a commoner, but take a man into your service because of his deeds. Let every occupation be carried on for the Lord of might. Keep guard over your border and strengthen your forts, for troops are profitable to their Lord. Erect many monuments for God, for this is a means of giving life to the name of him who constructs them, and a man should do what is beneficial for his Ba. Perform the monthly priestly service, don white sandals, enrich the temple, be discreet concerning the mysteries, enter into the holy place, eat bread in the house of the God, replenish the offerings, multiply the sacrificial loaves, increase the daily offerings, for such is beneficial to him who does it. Strengthen your monuments as far as is within your power, for even a single day can contribute toward eternity. An hour can embellish the future, and God recognizes him who works for him. Let your images be sent to distant foreign lands, even ones which will not acknowledge them. For he who lacks knowledge of the affairs of the enemy will suffer. But enemies will not be calm within Egypt, for troops will fight troops, as our ancestors foretold. And Egypt will fight in the necropolis, destroying the tombs with havoc, time and again. I did the same, and the same will happen again, as is done by him who likewise transgresses against God. Do not be too stern with the Southern Territory, for you know what the residents advises about it. It has happened in the past, just as such things may happen again. There was no attack on their part, even as they maintained, but yet I advanced upon this right to its southern border at Tower, and I seized it like a flood. Even King MeriKaRe, justified, had not done such. Be lenient on account of this toward the territory under your control. Leave things as they are, and renew the treaties. There is no honest intent which lets itself be hidden, and it is expedient to work for the future. You are on good terms with the Southern Territory, which comes to you bearing gifts and tribute. The same thing was done for me by their ancestors. But if someone has no grain, can he give it? For your part, be gracious to those who are humble before you, and be satisfied with your own bread and beer. Granite comes to you without interruption, so do not destroy the monuments of another. Quarry stones at Turah, and do not construct your tomb through wanton destruction, for as you do, so it will be done to you. Behold, you can be contented. You can slumber and sleep securely because of your strength. Follow your heart as a result of my accomplishments, for there is no foe within your border. It came to pass that I arose as lord of my city, one whose heart was heavy because of the delta from Hutshenu to Sembach, whose southern boundary was at Two Fishes Canal. I brought peace to the entire west as far as the area of the lake. Now it serves me of its own accord and produces miru, wood. One may now see the juniper wood which they give us. The east abounds with foreigners, and their taxes pour in. The middle island has returned to us, and every man within it. The temples say, O great one, all men revere you. Behold, the land which they had destroyed has been established as nomes, and all the great cities have been rebuilt. What had been governed by one man is now under the control of 10. Officials are appointed, taxes are levied, and every responsibility is clearly understood. When free men are granted a plot of land, they serve you like a single company. Such ensures that no one among them will be discontent. The Nile flood will cause you no worry by failing to come, and the revenues of the delta are in your hand. Behold, the mooring post which I have made in the east is secure, from Hebenu to the way of Horus, well settled with towns and full of people, the choicest of the entire land, to drive back any attacks against them. May I see a brave man who will emulate this, one who will for his own sake add even more to what I have done. I would be worried by an heir who is ineffective. But as concerns the foreigners, let this be said, the vile Asiatic is miserable because of the place wherein he is, shortage of water, lack of many trees, and the paths thereof difficult because of the mountains. He has never settled in one place, but plagued by want, he wanders the deserts on foot. He has been fighting ever since the time of Horus. He neither conquers nor can he be conquered. He does not announce the day of fighting, but is like a thief whom society has expelled.
The gods see no difference
However,
between you,
as I live
so
and
neither
shall be
I.
what I am, these foreigners were like a sealed fortress, which I had surrounded and besieged. I caused the delta to strike them. I captured their people and seized their cattle, to the point that the Asiatics detested Egypt. Do not distress your heart on his account, for the Asiatic is only a crocodile on its riverbank, which attacks on a lonely road, but does not invade the area of a crowded town. Unite Medeni to its nome, take possession of its adjacent territory as far as Kemware. For behold, it is a lifeline against the foreigners. Its walls are a defense, its soldiers are numerous, and the serfs within it adept at carrying weapons, as are the free citizens within it. As for the region of Jetsut, it totals 10,000 men, both serfs and free citizens exempt from taxation. Officials have been in it ever since it was the residence. Well established are its borders, and mighty are its garrisons. Many northerners irrigate it as far as the borders of the delta, taxed with grain, after the fashion of free citizens. For him who achieves all this, it will be means of surpassing me. Behold, it is the gateway to the delta, and they have formed a protection as far as Nini Nesu. Well-populated cities mean satisfaction, but beware of being surrounded by the supporters of a foe. Vigilance prolongs one's years. Equip your border against the lands to the south, for they are aliens who take up the panoply of war. Construct buildings in the delta, for a man's name will not be demeaned by what he has accomplished, and a securely founded town will not be destroyed. So build mansions for your image. An enemy loves anguish, and his actions are despicable. King Kiti justified, stipulated in his teaching. He who is inactive against brutality is as one who destroys the altars, and God will attack him who rebels against the temple. It will come upon him even as he has done. He will be smug with what he contrived to grab for himself, but none will be faithful to him on the day of reckoning. Protect the altars and revere God. Do not say, "This is a bore," neither abate your efforts. But as for him who revolts against you, this is like a destruction of heaven, like destroying 100 years of monuments. If an enemy is prudent, he will not destroy them, in hope that his action may be affirmed by another who comes after him. But there is no one who does not have an enemy. The ruler of the two banks is intelligent. The king, the lord of courtiers, will not act foolishly. He was wise even at his coming forth from the womb, and God has made him preeminent over the land above countless others. The kingship is an excellent office. It has no son, it has no brother, who can make its monuments endure, though each man ennobles his successor, and each man acts on behalf of him who preceded him, in hope that his action may be affirmed by another who comes after him. Behold, a dreadful incident occurred in my time. The nome of this was laid desolate. Indeed, it did not happen through anything I had done, and I learned of it only after it had been committed. Behold my abomination, what I did is all too plain. Verily, Destruction is detestable. It is pointless for a man to repair what he has destroyed or to rebuild what he has torn down. Beware of such. Affliction will be requited in kind, and every deed committed has its consequence. One generation of mortals follows another, but God, the all-knowing, has concealed himself. There is none who can resist the might of the Lord of the hand, for it is he who can restrain all that the eyes can see. God must be revered, he who moves upon his unchanging path, whose images are made of costly stone and fashioned from copper. As one flood is followed by another, and there is no river which lets itself be hidden, but will break the dike in which it had sheltered itself, so also the Ba goes to the place which it knows, and turns not back to its former path. Enrich your mansion of the west, embellish your dwelling of the necropolis with uprightness and with the observance of Ma'at, for in this men's hearts are confident. The character of him who is upright of heart is more acceptable than the sacrificial ox of him who does wrong. Act on behalf of God, and he will do likewise for you with offerings such as enhance the altars and with inscriptions. This is an assurance of your name, and God takes note of him who acts on his behalf. Shepherd the people, the cattle of God, for it is for their sake that he created heaven and earth. He stilled the raging of the waters and created the winds so that their nostrils might live. They are his images who came forth from his body, and it is for their sake that he rises in the sky. For them he created plants and cattle, fowl and fish to sustain them. He slew his enemies and destroyed even his own children, because they contrived to make rebellion. For their sake he creates the daylight, and voyages across the sky to observe them. He has erected for himself a shrine around them, and when they weep he hearkens. For them he has made rulers from the egg, leaders to raise up the backs of the weak. He has ordained for them magic, as weapons to fend off the impact of what may come to pass. It is he who watches over them by night as by day. He has slain the rebellious among them, as if a man would smite his son for the sake of his brother. And God knows every name. Make no detraction from my discourse, for it establishes all the precepts of kingship. Instruct yourself so that you may rise up as a man, and then you will equal me, and none will indict you. Do not slay even one man who is close to you, for you have favored him, and God knows him. He is one of those who prosper upon the earth, for those who serve the king are as gods. Implant love for yourself in the entire land, for a good disposition means being remembered even after years are past and gone. May you be called destroyer of the time of evil by those who are among the descendants of the house of Keti, and may they pray, let him return this very day. Behold, I have told you the best of my thoughts. May you conduct yourself in accordance with what is laid out before you. The pen has been lifted. Hotep, I'm done. Hotep, great brother. Mic check, can you hear me? Hotep.
Hotep, mic check. Can you hear me?
Mic check, yeah, can you hear me? Mic check.
Okay, yes.
What did you think?
Come back to the screen, great brother. Come back to the station here. There we go. All right, Hotep Hindu, great brother. Let's see what noise.
Some of y'all think I'm an alien.
You're watching me, but you don't want to admit you're watching me. This is great.
Yeah,
I know
we're
exactly
here,
who you are.
and we're the best.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Could you hear my sounds?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Could you hear my sounds?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard I heard the air. Yeah. I remember that too. I remember that.
Yes, Hotep Hindu, great brother. I'm gonna put the link in the chat for anyone who wants to come up and let us know what you thought. You post that there. All right. So yes, Dua, great brother. I really, I'm not sure how much you're able to control, like what the podcasters are saying, but it seems like more and more is coming directly from you, and I hear him speaking MDWNTR, and that's just phenomenal. I love how you're able to do that, and with each time I notice that there's more detail being put in what they're saying. When I heard him talk about hen in the soup, I was like, oh, what? Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you won't hear that nowhere, for sure. So dua for putting the Medu in there, and just the all of the artistic images, the movement. Some of them had sound, and of course, just telling the story the way that you do, and putting together all of these Nefer animations and creations to bring the words to life. Yeah, no one is doing it like you, great brother, for sure. And going into this Seba'it, which is pretty detailed, and it's not one of the short ones so much, but the beautiful thing about what you're doing is giving people references and MDWNTR and dictionaries, and while they're hearing the Seba'it. So that's Nefer, great brother. So 2 out for showing his Ren, and showing all that you show, to give people direct sources as we're listening to it, and giving people exactly where to go look for those who want to research more, which is very powerful. It cuts a lot of time out, right? And that's one of the things that I myself acknowledge as a Saba, right? It's a doorway that takes you from one place to another in the most effective and short amount of time as possible. Right? It's like saving time. So the way that you're able to teach while the story is playing out in your voice, speaking French, and switching dialects and languages. It is hilarious to hear you start speaking French. So that was fire. I love that. And yes, of course, this Seba'it, and the Ba always returns that to what is familiar to it. It is a very powerful seba'it that is just so true, right? And that's why we see a lot of coming and going, because of what the great MeriKaRe was speaking right there. It's what you choose to allow to be familiar to you, creating a comfortable space, and that's where we go. So that's a very deep topic, especially when taking it to the next level and layer for what's after this, right? So what we're making ourselves familiar with here and in this living life is what the Ba will have reference to as we transition, right? So just having what we have and placing the intent and the MeriKaRe and the love, the focus into the great ancestors, into the writings, is creating a different level of a reference for us, and what we're making ourselves familiar with, that the Ba always has the ability to return back to, and that's what our great ancestors always taught. And this one was phenomenal because it also goes into leadership and how to properly lead, right? And just seeing the laws of Ma'at work from the very top all the way down to Ankh Shesh Ankh, who's a prisoner, right? It doesn't matter. The seba'it was ever present from the top to the bottom, from the beginning all the way through. So these productions that you're doing are just so important. So dua for doing this, and yeah, we can definitely get deeper into more, for sure. But for now, and I posted the link for everyone, so come up on the link. Nukpu, hit the link, great brother. Angela Gates, hit the link, great sister. Come up on the panel if you're able to, and let us hear your words and your thoughts on what's taking place here. So and what you receive from this production here, the instructions of MeriKaRe, and let's talk about it. Let's build on it. It's a very powerful seba'it. So hit the link, and let's Basatut, great brother, hit the link. BJ and Pharaoh, Hotep, great brother, peace to you. And yeah, come on up here and let's build on it. But yes, great Atef Rem Qem Maat, another phenomenal creation. I love just all the details of what you're doing, and the movement. I mean, I can definitely see that you're exploring, and that's where the greatest artists come from, are the ones who are able to dive into what they're doing and practice and play around and use all the tools that we have and learn them, right? And at the end of that, a whole collective project comes out. So Tua, great brother, for this consistency and continuing to bring forth the great seba'it, the great guidance that is such a powerful object that and technology that we have access to, that's very much under appreciated and underutilized and used. So yeah, this work and what you're doing is so important, and I'm very thankful and grateful to stand with you, great brother, as you continue to build these and transform them into exactly whatever you want. So yeah, Duan Hinu, great brother, Ankh Dejed Usir Uwas, to you.
You are watching a master at work. You are watching a
You are
Yes,
watching a
Hekahu
master at
really
work.
works.
See, that's how it's done.
Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Push the button. Push the button.
So to our great brother, Hotep Marie, and yes, Uncle Jacinet.
Needy Hood, great brother, for your enough for words. And yeah, I create the dialogue. The only thing that I'm learning as I go. I create everything: the music, the dialogue, and the only dialogue that I don't create is the actual page 152 when I'm actually reading. I just read that straight, and I started not to because I don't like how William Kemp. I don't like how she be talking sometimes, you know. But to keep it accurate, I just read what's on those pages. You know, I read it the way it is. But a lot of times, as I'm reading their introduction, it's not even a lot of times, more than a lot. I don't like the way they speak sometimes, but I read it anyway. I get through the introduction because someone may be following along exactly in the book, and they may be looking and say, "Hey, that doesn't say that. Where's that at?" You know. So I just read that exactly like it is, and of course, like I said, this is the book that I'm reading from, so I read that. But the dialogue from Matthew and Christina, I create that. It takes a lot. That's a lot of work because that's probably I'm not gonna say that's the hardest part, but that's one of the difficult parts of it is creating a dialogue and speaking for all of them. So I'm speaking for Matthew, and then I'm speaking for Christina, and then speaking for Cynthia, and then creating that to keep it separate to create the conversation. I do have some technology help, but for the most part, all the dialogue is created by me. Of course, like I said, I do have some help, but I am trying to train them to speak Medu, and it's just getting them to speak regular is challenging because of the different nuances. Like, for example, to get it, and I know you're familiar with the technology, but just to say Atef, you know, it may say Atef, or it doesn't pronounce words right. So sometimes you have to figure out how to get them to speak the way you want them to speak, which is a whole nother challenge in itself. And then getting them to line the words up with their mouth. It's a lot of different programs out there that create dialogue and stuff like that. But like I said, I am learning. So yeah, I'm learning because I'm not super familiar with any other programs, even though I use them all the time. But it's my ideas to get what I want. Like I said, I might use 10, 15 different programs. I have so many tabs up with different programs and stuff that I'm using that it'll freeze the computer sometimes. I thought I lost the whole thing. Like, I couldn't believe it was 47 minutes of work that I had did, like when I was finished. And as I was working on it, let me just say, as I learned more and more as I go with the editing program, and then creating the dialogue, and then the research. I'm using multiple programs, and then the visuals is multiple programs. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, but I do enjoy it because I'm learning, and I enjoy it because my goal is my motive is just to echo our ancestors, right? To be that. So, you know, I do enjoy it a lot. Like, I really do. And for me, it's better than reading a comic book, right? For me,
as I'm reading these stories, I get lost in them. Like I could just sit and read the stories all day. Like people say, "Oh, you, the life of the party." You know, people love it. Like but for me, I want to learn, man. I feel like I'm so, I'm so far behind on the knowledge. Like I'm a baby, man. So when I'm reading these stories, like I just flipped ahead just now, just to see what's next, because I don't know what's next. And it's the teaching of King Amen Amenemhet the first for his son Sinwasret. I've never heard of it. I haven't read it yet. I haven't got to the story yet. So this is more instructions, more Sevait. So for me, I'm fascinated. Like I love it. I love that, and I love that. Shout out to our great teacher, Saba Tahuti. I heard the brother say yesterday when he was talking that he came from Killer Priest, and he said that he had bought the Legends of the God book, and I remember when I first got that book as well. Like when Saba would say a book, I would just try to memorize it and put it in my cart. I would write it down because I was at work, and then I would put it in my Amazon cart. And then, oh, that's 3 volumes, that's 2 volumes. And then I would buy one book every week until I got them all. And I didn't know where to start reading them, but, now I have purpose to just start at the beginning and just go through. So I love it, man. I love creating and I love learning. And it is better than the comic book because I know the comic book is fake, and it's a shame that I don't know these stories already, that I don't know, the stories that our ancestors left behind, but it's no excuse. So for me to get familiar with them and then to create visual presentations for them, it does help me remember. But then it also helps me to understand it because I have to break it down for myself in order to create the dialogue. So I have to create the dialogue in a way that is understandable. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to do it in a podcast type format. So for understanding, right? Because in the beginning, like if you pay attention, they are breaking it down, and then I don't know, Cynthia, she's the I don't know, I don't know, she is she like the auntie, she like the wise woman with the old school, like that's that character. And yeah, man, I'm just growing, bro. I love it. I really love it because I really don't. They might look great, might look fascinating, but like you said, I'm learning as I go, and that's fun too, right? Because I'm learning and I'm doing something it seems like it's fun, and it is, but it's the learning part that's teaching me and raising my consciousness. So I'm able to raise my consciousness, learn and grow, and create at the same time. Hey, man, that's Kapara, So, and then dig deep into the books, and like I was telling you the last time when you went and showed me some, when you went and gave us that link, and went deeper into the Kagimni, right? It's so much stuff that I find that I can't incorporate into this because I'm on a time crunch, because I have to create a presentation to have it available for people. But then at the same time, I'm stuck on Pharaoh SE website or any website. I'm stuck there. Because I'm like going through, and just finding stuff. And then I know the stuff that I find, I know it's so much more that's out there. So, like I said, I'll probably do these stories over and over again. When I finish with this book, I'm gonna go to another one, but the stories, they don't get old, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like the superhero, like the comic books, right? You don't just have one Incredible Hulk. You got multiple different types of series and spin-offs and this and that, and Superman 1, Superman 2, Avengers 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, it's just, So the same thing with these stories from our ancestors, right? Like, they don't get old, and it's just multiple layers of it. So, I'm grateful that everybody appreciates it. I put my eve into it, and I noticed some mistakes that I didn't want in there, but whatever. It still was great. It's a learning process, man, and I am getting a little bit better. I am getting familiar with some of the process. Like, I have my process, but I start with the research. So that's what takes the longest. A lot of times, like, I have to gauge my time in trying to discover stuff before I move on to the next stage, which is to take it and put it together to create the dialogue. But yeah, I'm honored to be here with you, great brother, and to play my part and to learn and grow and to share this with everyone. Share what's on my eve, share my creativity, and grow with all of you as we do, brick by brick. So, Tua and Hotep, to you, great brother. I look forward to you being on Sarnetta as well, and Saba. So, House of ATTON. It's what we doing, brothers.
Absolutely, Hinu. Yeah, Tua for that wonderful build and telling us your process, because and unless someone's doing it, there's no way to imagine like what that process looks like and what all goes into it. So Tua for sharing a lot of that for sure, and and dua to everyone who supports it, because as the work that we're doing, it's important that we support each other, and because we're all in this together, bringing forward the netter. So if not us, then who, right? It is us. So dua to everyone who supports this, and the links are pinned to the top of the chat. They're also in the bio. So if you want to support, please go ahead and do so we can prepare that and give dua to you all for supporting. But this Seba'it, I do just want to point out one thing in the Seba'it that you all actually see in the podcast under my name. That's where where it comes from. Do Ma'at, and you will last on earth, right? That comes from MeriKaRe, and it's just very deep. What I love the Seba'it. I mean, we could go, very deep into all of this, because these were extremely highly intelligent brothers, writing guidance and wisdom for the ones that they want to take what they're building and be able to grow it and sustain it. So as anyone who's building anything and you want to be able to pass it down, you want to make sure that who you're passing it down to is competent to be able to take it and grow it, right? So the intention that's behind the Seba'it is extremely beneficial. So yeah, there's a few books that actually provide the glyphs. This one is a little bit more difficult to find, but it is available. It's not all together in one, right? You got a book that just shows the papyrus, and the transcription, so you can clearly see the Medu, as well as there's another book that also has the Medu Netter in it. And I actually did a Seba'it class on MeriKaRe. So for any of the group who wants, there are actually three classes that I broke MeriKaRe down into. So Anyone can reach out to me if you want to receive those classes on the Sefai. Look at it piece by piece. Hotep to the great boss Tut Maka Aksa Effect is on the panel with us. Hotep, great brother.
Hotep, great brother.
Hotep, how we doing? Can you hear me?
Peace. Yeah, we can hear you good, brother.
Oh, peace and love, everyone. Yeah, I just want to come show some love. Some Meri, spread some Meri. It's good to see you, good brothers, over here. And to Atef for bringing this forth. As always, I'm doing magical things with the AI, making it work for us, making it work for Maat. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I like to see it. Particularly on this reading, I've read it before. I wasn't able to follow so much where I'm at right now because there's a lot of noise, but I was catching bits and pieces, but I'll definitely have to run it back. I just wanted to show some love. I know Ani called me out, so I figured I'll come out, show my face, show some love. I just respect, love everything y'all do. Y'all come every Sunday, consistent, and bringing the Medu, bringing forth the teachings, our ancestors, keeping this vibration that Saba brought us alive and consistent every single Sunday. And we need this vibration, this frequency in this world to make this place like it was before when our ancestors grew, where everything was in order. That's what Maat is. So yes, I completely love what y'all do. I'm always going to be supporting it. You may not see my face all the time, but I'll be here most definitely. In my Eve and in my Ba, and that's what my name is, Ba. So yes, peace and love. I can't wait for the pathways as well to see you good brothers at the pathways. I already got my flight. I'm gonna get my tickets soon. So I'll get my tickets, and then I just got to get my place to stay. So whenever you guys figure out, whenever it's figured out where the venue will be, that'll be great, so I can figure out where I'm gonna stay in the vicinity.
Absolutely, and just reach out to me, and I'll send that to you for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, brother.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Yes. How are y'all great brothers doing?
Doing Nefer, doing Acker, great brother. It's great to see you, and to hear your Kerr. Yeah, and looking forward to the pathways. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, great Atef. You guys.
Yeah, Tua, great brother, doing good. It's definitely good to see you, brother, and I'm definitely looking forward to it as well. Yeah, brother, we know you there. I see you in the chat. I see you consistent, holding it up. It's good to see you, great brother, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you and your out at the pathways if they're coming. So yeah, man, we're gonna have a good time, brother. This gonna be different. This gonna be special. This one gonna be special. Looking forward to them tones. And yeah, man, I'm trying to, with the AIs, just trying to, trying to please the nether, man, just trying to evolve. And like Saba say, you could use a knife to hurt somebody, or you can use it to, cut your food and feed your children, and cut down an apple out the tree or something like that. So, these people using the AI for whatever reasons they're using it for. But for me, I just want to be the voice of the nether in this digital age and bring them forth. And this is my build. And that's another thing what I was saying to you, Ani, too. When I'm researching, man, I find so much books and so many different things that, man, I get lost, bro. In creating this hour's worth of work, it took probably, I don't know, maybe about a week's worth of research, like of me digging and finding stuff and putting it together and clipping it, and just to create it, to make it make sense, because this is the house of ATTON, so it's ancestral artifacts over religious opinion, and You got to be right and exact, as they used to say. So just trying to create it and bring it forth correctly. And I know I make some errors. I know it because I'm growing and I'm learning. So, I'm glad you appreciate it, great brother. And it's good to see you.
You are. Great to see you too. I appreciate everything, always. Yeah.
Peace and love to the great brother, Zep Teppy Slim. I ain't seen you in a minute. Peace and love to you, great brother. Good to see you over here.
All right, you took it back a few years, and you took it way back.
Yeah, right. That's what I said. It's been a minute.
Yeah, peace to Zep Teppy.
Shout out to you, great brother.
All right, and I just want to share this, just to relook at this, because this is such a powerful section of the Semite that I always keep close and implement. Right, so hold on. I also want to show. I want to show the Medu as well, and show you how to like connect the two for those who want to do so. All right, so when you're looking, this is from the tale of Sinuhe and other ancient Egyptian poems right here. And so I just clipped out this section here, King MeriKaRe. And so when you look at it, you'll see these numbers on the side here, and that represents the section of the papyrus, right? So 1 P1, which will be the first line. And then here's P4, right? P13, so that's line 13. So in this book here, which is in a different language, but here it has the papyrus, like what the great Atef was teaching on and showing, papyrus 1116 and 1115, which is where the largest majority of this papyri exist on. So here is where it is, right? So right here, papyrus 1116A, recto 1 through 24. So here it has it all lined out, right? So the same way, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 12, and then it starts 13 on the next one over here, right? So this 13 here will equal this 13 here. And so they transcribe it for you so you can see it more clearly. Right? So here is the beginning, 1, and then here's his name, right? MeriKaRe. Right? And so this is how you follow. So for this specific one, what I like to do is when I find something specific, like for this one, P32, I'll come over here and I'll go to 32, which is right here. So now I have them lined up right next to each other as I'm reading the English, and I can look at the MDWNTR, right? So we know we're talking about, here's himu to be artful or skillful, right? The word that's used to represent the craftsmen and those who build and use art, right? So the artistic use of what? Medu or Medet, right? artistic use of words. So we know it right here. Be skillful with words and you will be victorious. The strong arm of the king is his tongue. Words are stronger than any weapon. No one can get around someone who has a skillful heart. He acquires effectiveness effortlessly. A man of understanding is a shelter against even officials. They who know that he knows cannot attack him. Misfortune cannot exist near him. Truth comes to him distilled, like the counsels of ancestral speech. And then 35. Right, so we'll do the same thing. I'll just, right here, next line. Okay. Emulate your forefathers, right? And they actually, here they actually utilize Atef, right? So when we look right here, we see Sini, right? And then we see the and then we see Atef, right? Atef, and then we see Pu, right? Or Pa, Pu, that which comes before. So the four fathers. So that's literally what it says with the ancestor determinative here, with the glyph, the nakaka, or the flail that's used for the Pekam Ku, right? You always will see it represented of the ancestors and those who have made a transition into the duat, because this is what we're doing here as well as there, always in cleansing. So emulate your Pa Atef, your ancestors, and work will be done successfully with their wisdom. Look, their words endure in writings. Open and read and emulate the wise. A skilled man becomes an educated man, right? Education here in this context don't have anything to do with anything other than growing a skill. Be not evil, patience is good. Make your monuments last through love of you. Make the corvée workers whom the city has gathered have plenty. They will thank the netter for this bounty. Watch over your repute. Give praises for your neferness and pray to the Natiru for your ucha. Right, and so I love this section of the Seba'id. So any particular section, I'll just go in and I'll look and see, okay, what's the words that he's using, right? So it's a wonderful journey to go through the Seba'id piece by piece and really see what the words that they're using to translate with, because it always goes much deeper than the translation. But as Atef said, for everyone who's following along in the books and just beginning to learn, the way that you, Great Atef, the way that you're setting it up is perfect. It's nefer, and keeping it exactly how you read it in the book, because that's how everyone is going to read it, right? And as the dialogue is going back and forth, you throw in the MDWNTR, and you also notice I'll do that with a lot of the sessions as well. Like for example, for the session coming up on Sonetter, the YouTube title will be slightly different than the actual title, but that's what we do, right? We use both. So yeah, I wanted to point out MeriKaRe, that specific section, and the power of the tongue and patience, right? The Pekam Ku that he teaches, right? And to emulate the wise, right? Open and read the Seba'id and emulate them, be echoes. And as he said, There's not a truer statement. Like, this is more real than it isn't, right? Emulate your forefathers and your ancestors, and work will be done successfully with their wisdom. And that's a huge part, right? And doing the work and knowing the PAUT that are using their hands to move things around, and also making sure that we're ready for whatever that they're willing to offer. We have to be ready for that, right? We have to be ready to receive what they're wanting to give to us. So as us as individuals, pecking and cool and cleansing and putting ourselves in a position to be able to receive that is the walk. And as we continue to keep walking in that way and give the power to the ancestors, and while we just do what we need to do to advance ourselves and cleanse ourselves, everything else will always just fall in directly. Whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen, right? The Natiru exist. Our great ancestors were the greatest, and they knew what they were talking about. So we shouldn't take what they was writing as principles, right? That's what takes away a lot of the power. It's far deeper than that. They knew exactly what they were saying. They lived their lives to set it up to be able to return and work, right? Do ma'at. This Seba'id is very, very special, and it's very powerful, and it's very direct in what to do, when not just to anybody, but to someone who's now going to be leading a country. So that's important to keep in the context, and what our leaders were studying and what they were following and what they were doing, right? And being echoes of the Natiru themselves, right? And putting it in writing and passing it down. And we now have access to be able to put our eyes on that and read that and take that in and emulate. So dua, great Atef, for this, and and all these that you do. But these Seba'id have a special place for sure for me. So dua for that, and great Basa Tut for coming up here and giving your words. Great brother, and for your adoration, all that you do. I look forward to getting some updates with you, great brother, and seeing what some of the transformations are taking place. And so I know they're always ever in effect, for sure. So we're always working and moving. So dua to both of you. Hotep. Oh, Basatit, I can't hear you.
Dua for that. Yes. I agree. Transformation. Oh, you can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Can I be heard or no? Okay. Well, yeah. Dua Henu Yaniwa, for those kind words, brother. Definitely the transformation's always in effect. Transformation works two ways, right? So it's most definitely always in effect, and I always look forward to transform forward. But steps happen, things happen, and I'm not going to go too into that, but I'm always going to end up moving forward, and that's what my journey has been. This is always learning with every interaction, everything that I do, continue to learn and progress. So yes, that transformation is in progress. It's always in progress, because we never stop growing, in a sense. I mean, even if they're not physically, but mentally, we always continue to grow. Consciously, we continue to grow. So yeah, the transformation is coming. I definitely need to lock in a little bit more, but that comes with the territory. Everything happens when you instill the right things fall in place, and that's how I ended up with the House of ATTON, because I was in a path and I was things locked up and interlocked, and I ended up meeting Saba, and I ended up following the teachings, and I ended up growing to the point where I'm at now, and I'm still growing, and whether I see it as whether I am growing or in a certain way, is still continue to grow, because forward is with the left foot forward is how I'm always going to end up moving at the end of the day, at the end of the hey route. You know what I mean? So yes, 2 up for that, brother. Yeah, and for highlighting that, for highlighting what you just put through, that resonated with me. And whenever I hear the ancestors' words, it basically makes me lock in again. And I was like, I definitely need to do my own research more often so I can lock in more. Okay? Because I'll be honest, there's times where the matrix pulls me away, but whenever I always come back to the ancestors' teaching, then I'm always back in, and I'm always rolling forward, and that's what I'm trying to express. But most definitely, this is where I need to be and where I love to be, and from great people, great brothers, our great Saba, and with the tutelage of our ancestors moving forward. So yes, do our Hindu to both you great brothers.
Dua, Nini, a great brother. Absolutely, that's one of the beautiful things that I've begun to recognize over a period of time and experiences is sometimes how we perceive our direction in which we're going is based on where we think it should go, right? And when there's other forces at play, and as we continue to dig within ourselves and Pekka Mku, a lot of the things that slow us down from doing the things that we want to do, a lot of times things will get moved out the way, even before you may think that you're ready for it, so that the opening for the things that you actually want and that you're building for can come in. And a lot of times we may perceive it as something not as positive, but it's really just our rationale that we use to look at these situations that we go through. But just as you said, great brother, when you are willing to let go of certain things, it's a powerful thing, right? Just something that seems as easy as letting something go, but it can be the most difficult thing, right? But I know that the Natiru, the way that they work, and the way that they're working for me is is in that way, right? Where there's no real. Some of the things that I'm doing right now, I had no idea that I would be doing. Like, there was no plan for other than just to kepara, other than just to grow and be open to whatever happens and be expansive in my growth. And I'm gonna always be, no matter what, anytime you see me next, there's gonna be an evolution. I don't know what that's gonna look like, and just being open, and things just move. And I don't, like what Atef said, I don't know what's happening. So sometimes it's like that. I don't know what's happening. I know something's happening because things are moving around, and I just want to look at the patterns. What patterns are happening, and use that, right? So yeah, Duan Hinu to you. And I know the matrix is definitely created to I was speaking to Nefertiti and Saket about that today. With the matrix robs the artist, right? Those of us, and all of us are artists, and especially those who work on being skillful in speech, right? That's our art, right? To ourselves and to others. And of course, the MDWNTR, I mean, it's a language of art. So it definitely robs the artist, and we have to put in extra effort to keep our focus on the things that provide us the things that we can use to walk into the matrix and walk out less affected by it, right? And so it's like a multiple layered thing that we have to do, moving in and out of the matrix in parallel with it. But that's where the pattern recognition comes in as well. So once we are able to recognize the patterns of what allows us to lock in, then we know that that when we do that, it'll produce that same effect. And that same effect is what allow us to make the next step in the direction that we want to go, right? So, Duan Hinu to you. You're definitely one of the top consistent brothers in every way from the very beginning. So we know, you know, we see who didn't make it, right? Because it is always a choice. And as you come into Ma'at and you start to place your focus on the teachings, it's a responsibility that comes with that, right? And the Tiru, where we see how the ancestors were. They were super organized. They were they had the greatest of standards, right? So for those of us who want to tap into that, and do tap into that, you know, there's a different responsibility that we place on ourselves to represent the ancestors. You know, I know just for me, and I've been public in saying this, and you know what even allowed me the certainty to even go on a large platform and teach about the Natiru being physical beings without fully embodying that and living that and being certain in that. And I wasn't going to teach on that without full certainty of that for self, right? And everyone have seen the journey from the beginning, and it continues, and it will continue. You know, there's always waves and roller coasters, ups and downs, and it's really just how we choose to look at that frame and how we perceive it, and find, and even, you know, what's the lessons in it, you know, whatever that we're going through, what's the lesson in it that we are to learn, so that way we can take that and move forward and keep that lesson, so that way as we continue to move forward, we learn from that, right? So yeah, it's a different type of thing, and the Natiru are here, and they're very much aware and at work, you know. And so the more that we become aware of that, and do the things that we know bring us joy and happiness, and the things that make us want to, the things that we enjoy doing, right? All of that's rewarded. The overcoming of whatever that fear is, or whatever that thing is that may be slowing us down from doing that thing that we want to do, or going where we want to go, and finding what that is, and really looking into that. And a lot of times it's directly attached to prior experiences, right? And so it's a powerful thing, and that's why I really place a focus on the Pekam Ku, because that's what the ancestors did. Everything was about purification of the Ebe, right? And this matrix robs the Ebe, right? It does, and it's very distracting. That's why it's there. So yeah, that's why these are so important, and for us to, you know, when the opportunities are available for us to get together, this is what solidifies everything back into Ma'at. This is what then throws all of the chaos in the Isfet out to the side, and now we're back solidified in the things that we know that we want to focus on. And it is a collective thing. We're not out here by ourselves, for sure. And you know, we have each other here, and we always can and do reach out and build with each other, because we're all we got in this matrix, to make sure that we stay rooted and grounded. Because you know, there are those, you know, like the AJs and the Hatis and all of the you know, the brothers who made a decision, right? Which is fine. Everyone has a right to make their decision, but we're very clear. Like, the more we place our focus, that's where you're going to go. As the great MeriKaRe said, the Ba returns to what's familiar. So let's make this familiar, so we always return back to it, and provide that space for ourselves. So dua, great Basatut, for sharing that, and yeah, and just representing, you know. We already know. We already know. There's, as we continue to keep walking and we stay solid together, there will be nothing but advancement. I hope everyone is listening. Like, you stay solid and you stay connected, we will continue to keep moving forward. It doesn't matter who falls off. None of that matters, or what the numbers look like. None of that matters, because when we become who we need to be able to deserve the things that we know we want, the floodgates will flood. And everyone who's here at this very early stages of building up the writings and the teachings of the scribes and the Natiru, the reciprocity for the works that we're doing, because this is works. We're doing Ma'at, right? And we're providing services in the ways that we're by Pekam Ku, you literally become the service, right? So yeah, I'm very thankful for you great brothers, and for those who make it through the battle. We're all in battle and war every single day, you know, fighting this matrix. And you know, for those who wasn't able to be a part of the last scribal session, pouring down new, that is a very effective way to cleanse and purge yourself from anything that you don't want. And it works. If you just do it, it works. And the more you do it, the more you'll see the effect. Notice the difference when you start, and notice at the end. Just take note, keep record of that. And it works. So, and it works even outside of just the MDWNTR. I gave the MDWNTR version, which is far more expansive and way more open for different experiences than the way I initially learned it. And it works just on a very basic level, right? Because we're beings made up of Ka. So if we don't wash and cleanse that Ka, you know, then we'll feel the effects of the energies around us in the matrix, which is, you know, and as we continue to cleanse and purge, you become brighter, right? And attract more attention. But with the more that you utilize the tools, which every tool I look at like this, every tool I'm pouring down new, it's just another metaphor for this. That's what it is, because that's what it arms me to do. You know, the things that may have affected me before don't affect me today, because I removed those things. And that's that. So anytime we feel something that affects us in that type of way, that means there's something inside of us that is triggering that. But as we cleanse that out, it don't affect you no more. It no longer has power to change how you want to feel. It's extremely nefer. So yes, that if everyone does the pouring down new, the way that I taught it, you will feel a complete transformation process. You will feel much cleaner. You will feel less distracted. You will feel far more grounded. Oh, Tua, Angela Gates says, yes, it works. Tua for last week's lesson. Oh, Nini Ka. Tua, great Angela Gates. Yes, it works, you know. And you know, that's just the beginning of it. It gets deeper, but we have to start somewhere. And once we start and we see the effects of that, and feel it and notice it and recognize it, and like, oh, okay. You eventually get to a space where you can do that anytime at will. You know, it's a powerful thing. So dua to all of you that are doing that and applying that, because yes, it does work. And whether you believe it or not, if you keep doing it, you'll notice, you know. So that's the reason. What's one of the reasons why I gave that session, and there'll be a lot more, because I understand that we have to do certain things, right? It's like we're not just the normal people. We can't just walk into the matrix and then walk out and then not do anything to recalibrate ourselves, you know, and to jump in Ma'at, and you know, there was no cleansing process. That's something that we have to do if we want to be able to overpower the distractions, and make sure that we stay solidified. There are physical things that we have to do with our body to begin to waken it up and begin to open up more of our sight, our senses, our watching. Hotep Henu, and yeah, this those who are consistent will find the reward for that. The material exists, and what we have the ability to be able to do, and the places that we are able to go, right? These aren't just words in a book. These are living spaces. These are saket, living fields and energy frequencies, as the great Saba teaches. And so the matrix just unplugs us from that. But the more we stay in it and focused on the words and on the writings, and imbuing it, and now getting the body working and applying it to it, doorways are just gonna open up, right? 1000% fact. And all we gotta do is do it. So the Netiru, this is the ancient Tahutian teachings of the Netiru, and everything that comes through, we know where the source is. So dua, and great Atef, you have anything you want to build on that with?
Yeah, I just want to echo your sentiment as well, great brother. Yeah, to our Basa Tut for sharing that, and you will be victorious on your journey. Of course, I too am on the same path, so I definitely understand trying to navigate this matrix is very, very challenging, brother. In and out, you know, because we gotta go out in it and be in it to maintain and just for our basic survival, because we're not there yet. But that's one of the beautiful things too that I read in the text, in the literature, was about building lasting monuments, right? Staying focused and continuing to build no matter what, right? Like Scribe said, you will be victorious. We will be victorious. We are moving forward. So, stay on your path, great brother, because we on the same path. We on the same journey. And I just want to give you Uncle Jasaneb, because you made it here. Like you're here now. So, when I look at my life, I don't know how I got here, other than just subconsciously doing what the ancestors left for us to do. which is to shed. You know, is to shed the old. Now that's a choice, right? Because a lot of us are unwilling to shed and grow and move forward. So if you don't move forward, and I'm talking to the people that are not moving forward, it's because you're unwilling to shed and purify yourself. Pekka and Ku. So you got to continue to do that. And the beautiful thing, though, Basatut, is that because we're all individuals and we all have different lives, we all live in different states, we all have different, life, different things that we're doing just to maintain, just to be here. We all had to do something different to be here. It's the same. But the most important thing for you, great brother, is to know that is your race. You go at your pace, so you don't have to rush. I know I'm a baby. I'm good where I'm at because I'm trying to learn, so me being at this place, my language was stolen from me. My mother tongue was stolen from me. I didn't lose it on accident. It was taken from me, and deliberately I was given something. I was given Isfet deliberately. I was given this language deliberately. My ancestors it wasn't done for good reasons, right? So part of that is unlearning and relearning. And one of the things that I'm grateful for is Saba, because I haven't had a teacher. I didn't have a teacher. I had many teachers before Saba, but I didn't have that kind of teacher. I didn't have this kind of teacher to truly advance my consciousness and truly teach and guide in the way that Saba does. Unlike any other. I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to say I had the best teacher on the internet. Man, listen, Saba is the best teacher, period, hands down. Internet, no internet, so I'm grateful for that. And I have to be grateful to myself as well, right? Because I know that my life, you have to tune yourself. You have to fine tune yourself to the particular station and the frequency that you want to be on, right? And I'm grateful to myself that I did that, and I didn't know. And that's how we met Saba on Killer Priest show. Some people never heard of Wu-Tang Clan. Some people never heard of Killer Priest. Some people, some people listen to different podcasts. When I talk to people in my daily life, and they say, "Oh, I listen to podcasts," what I hear the most is, "Oh, I listen to true crime podcast." That's what I hear the most. I'm like, "Oh, okay." I never even heard of it. I haven't listened to not one. I know they're out there because that's what people tell me. They're like, "Oh, I listen to true crime." I've watched Investigation Discovery and cops and stuff on TV, but as far as podcasts, and I wasn't listening to true crime and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking it, but what I'm saying is that they haven't heard of Killer Priest. They haven't heard of different podcasts and that are out there that people are conscious, quote unquote, right? They haven't heard of it, and it's okay. So, I'm grateful that I was on this frequency and that I was able to tune in and tap in and meet you, and tune in and tap in and meet Scribe and all the brothers that I'm on this, that I'm on this path with, because I thought I was by myself. You know what I mean? I didn't know what was going on, and then I discovered, Saba on Killer Priest, and then, lo and behold, it turns into this. And I had no idea it would turn into this. So the same thing that Scribe said, for me, as long as it's my aunt, I go with it. So my focus is just expansion, kapara, and learning, right? So that I can make better decisions when the time comes, because, the tests that you get in your life, you have to be ready for them. When you get them, you're ready. But you may not know that you're ready. You may not think you're equipped. So the important thing is to continue to move forward and walk past it and to go through it. And even if you don't pass that test, right? Every L don't have to be a loss. It could be a lesson, a life lesson. So that's another thing. I've learned to take my L's and redefine them the same way everything has been redefined for us with this matrix language and this matrix way of life that we've been forced to live and take care of our family in, and these types of things. So I'm grateful to our ancestors, to the netter, for me being able to be on this frequency so that I can read these books, because I learned the most. I learned so much from their words, right? And then I have the guidance of Saba and the guidance of Ani and these different brothers that are teaching. So, I put it together and I play my game, So Tua to you, great brother. Just stay on your path and continue to move forward, because we are building, and it is a process. And, my art will be victorious. I read that all the time. And like I said, for this one, building lasting monuments. And the bar returns to that, what is familiar, right? You have to build lasting monument. What are you going to return to? What is your bar going to return to? Chaos? Arguing and fighting? Whatever, the death frequency? You know what I mean? So, I'm conscious of this. So this is why I move the way I move. I heard a brother, I think it was the brother Jehudi last week. Jehudi, he said, I think it was last week. It might have been, but he said something like, in the chat, the brother said, he said, how do you, something to the effect, and I don't want to misquote him, but it was something to the effect of how you process all this knowledge. It was something to that effect. And I live it, man. It's my odd or not, like the brother put in the chat. This is my whole life, right? And I say that, and of course, it's easier said than done, but it's a constant thing with me to stay in alignment, to stay moving forward, to stay leading with my left, to stay on this frequency, because just like Saba taught us, man, the ISFET don't take no breaks. You know what I mean? It's like, look, we lose 2 soldiers, they probably don't gain 2 or 10. You know what I mean? So, bro, you got to keep on moving, man. And my art will be victorious. So I read that in the stories. Reading the stories, it gives me confidence and gives me strength. And reading the stories, man, of our ancestors, Heru Bahutet, and these Nefer stories, brother, that were left behind, the Seba'it, how we're supposed to behave, right? There's not that many Seba'its. There's way more stories than Seba'its, but there's something to be learned from all of it. So again, Tua to you, great brother, in your journey as you navigate in and out of this matrix like we do. It's very, very, very good to see you here, consistent. I just want to tell you to keep fighting. And that's the ISFET's job, man, is to discourage you and try to throw you off your pivot. And, that's they don't take no break, man. So, for me, just incorporating my art into my life, because it's about learning it. First, you got to learn. First, you got to know what to do. First, you got to know the stories, right? But if you was in Gotham City, you would know the superhero you would be looking for, right? If you was on the planet Krypton, you'll know what you could use as a power against Superman, right? But yet you don't know nothing about MeriKaRe, Instead of being ashamed of myself, I'm like, well, let me find out. Let me read what our ancestors left behind, right? Because again, I'm very familiar with, man, I could go on and on. Bionic Man, I could just start naming superheroes and these different characters that been created, but I don't know who I am. I don't know my culture. I don't know my people. It's a shame, brother. So again, man, just stay on your path, and we on this path together. We navigating this matrix together, and you see it. You see the people. The people, they fall off, but these are all decisions that people make. I just do my best to stay tuned and fine-tuned, and my platform remain my art no matter what. So Tua to you, great brother, and Tua to you, great brother Scribe. And peace and love to the great brother, the visionary. I see you in the chat, great brother. Nook peace and love. All the great supporters, everyone that shows up. Ark Isis, I see you, great sister. Hotep to you. Stay on your path, great brother, and continue to shed, you know. You on mute, brother.
I think he may have a delay.
Most definitely, two for those words. That's the only path I know at this point. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you can go.
Can you hear me now?
There's just a delay, so we hear you like 15 seconds after
Can I
you
be heard?
start speaking. So once you start, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Can I be heard? Okay. Oh. Okay. To great brothers for your words. I appreciate the encouragement. My aunt is the only path I know at this point, and the encouragement and your inspiration always. I see you guys, you great brothers, every Sunday, bringing forth, walking in my aunt is always an inspiration to me. So I know as I have trials that life brings, as we all do. I know my path. I know where I need to go. I see them as the Tef was saying, lessons, right? Lessons. It's a lesson that I've been through, and I need to continue working on it. And the more I go through certain things, then I'm getting stronger in those lessons and in those things. That's how I see it. Nothing will stray me from what my Eid really wants. My Eid really, and my Ka desires. And my Ka desires the order of my aunt, and to be able to live everlasting in the afterlife in Mexico. That's my dream. That's always been something I've always been reaching for, been wanting, even before I even knew Saba and knew about what this was, because I've had my own personal experience. And Saba just bringing forth the knowledge instilled that those things were actually true and not just my own personal experience, that these things are true for existence as we know it. So Henu, my transformation is continuous. I mean, I would never even be on the panel speaking. As much as I am now, I never thought I would do anything like this. So most definitely, my transformation is always forthcoming and always stepping forward. And even no matter how I perceive things are going, forward is always my motion. And I am so grateful to have great brothers as yourselves in the house of ATTON and the great Saba and the Neteru be able to help encourage me from time to time when maybe my perception is astray. But I would never stray from what my Eid wants, my Ka desires. But so Tua and Henu, two great brothers. Yes, I mean, there's so much for me to still do and grow and learn from. So I don't see any point in regressing from where I'm at now. There's still so much more. There's still so much more potential within myself and what I can bring forward as well. And I look forward to that. But I understand it's steps at a time. However pace, as Brother Atef says, however pace it takes me, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it step by step and continue to move forward. But I respect you. I respect the house of ATTON. I respect you, great brothers, to the utmost, and to Sovereign to the utmost. Everything. Yes, I'm elated and happy to be a part of this movement, the House of ATTON, and to be learning, just to be learning and growing. Really, yeah, that's how I can really.
Oh, tap. 2 out for them Nefer words, great brother. That's very, very Nefer. It's good to hear that. Yeah, stay on your path, brother, step by step. You know, we all on the same path. And you know, another beautiful thing too is that when you throughout the week, right? You know how I'm gonna say it because I know it's true. Like I look forward to Saturday's class. So a lot of times when I'm thinking about something or something's going on, my thoughts will go to Saba, to looking forward to the class, and then I get happy, right? So I know a lot of you do the same thing too. So that's also like it's a combined frequency. The sister says she way in Brazil. She says she miss us, right? It's a combined energy that we all are on the right path. So you know that magnifies it even more. So that's another beautiful thing about being on this frequency and being in Ma'at is that we're never alone. We're never alone in this walk and on this journey, even if we don't see other people on it. You know, when we show up to class on Saturday, you know, the same people there. You know what I mean? Like the great brothers and sisters are there, so that support is always present. I think the brother dropped off.
Yeah, I think he did drop off. But yeah, if you want to complete what you were saying.
Yeah, step by step though. That was it. I'm complete.
Okay, yes, to our great brother. Absolutely. We know the great Bassa Tut. He's been consistent from the very beginning and supporting everything that House of ATTON brings forward. He's a true follower of Ma'at. And yeah, we know that great brother is doing exactly what he should be doing. Just like the great brother Nukpu. All right, so let me begin to show the support for all of the great Meru that supported this session. For those who want to support, the support links are pinned to the top. There's the Cash App right there, the House of ATTON, and there's the PayPal. And two out to everyone who supports. All right, let me share the screen. All right, there we are. So we'll start with the great Robert Williams, who sent in 2072. This was throughout the week for the Sa and Set, Have Hope, and the Aout. With the shed hands, the Ka hands, and the shed hands. 2072. Dua to the great Robert Williams, another fantastic, consistent brother. Hotep Hindu. Let us know if you'll be able to make it to the Pathways this year, great brother. Would definitely love to have you come out to the Pathways and yes, and build with you, great brother. So Hotep Hindu to the great Robert Williams. Next we have 666 from Fix Hush Nation. Dua per Atin for your Nefer Medu. Dua Hindu Atef Rem Qem Maat. Dua to the great Fix Hush Nation. To our great brother. Definitely looking forward to building with you at the Pathways and seeing you. So Tua and Hinu for your consistency and great support. For the Natiru for Ma'at, great brother. Hotep. All right, next we have the great brother who is on the panel with us. Bassa Tut Maka Aksa Effect, one of the great moderators here at the House of ATTON. 2072 for Dua Atef for bringing forth teachings of MeriKaRe Hinu. Wonderful. Yes, we got some fantastic Nefer words from the great Bassa Tut. So Tua for coming up on the panel and hearing the call and coming up, great brother, and giving us a few moments of your presence and also being able to receive as well. So Tua, Hinu, Hotep, Meri. All right, next we have the Nefer Angela Gates, who sent in $15 for Hotep Meri Aout with Tu Abu, Hinu Fist, and the Shoe Feather. Yes, Hotep to the great Angela Gates, Tua, for your consistency, great sister, and for being a wonderful follower of Ma'at and representation of Ma'at, and staying consistent with that. Yeah, I'm very thankful for you, especially as a Hamet here in the House of ATTON, for being one of the strong pillars and showing what a Hamet in Ma'at looks like. So Tua, for your great consistency and for always supporting the House of ATTON here. All right, and here is Robert Williams that's sending his support for this session here for Atef's instructions on MeriKaRe Fire Presentation 2072. So wonderful, Tua and Hinu, to the great Robert Williams again. Hinu, great brother, Uncle Jasaneb. And yes, may all that you wish to accomplish be done so effortlessly and continuously, great brother. So Tua for your great consistency. All right, and next we have, I'm glad I heard him actually say it. So to Cal the DJ. So are you a DJ, great brother? Tef's a DJ too. So at the Pathways, we may have to have a DJ battle if you come out to the Pathway. But Hotep and Hinu to Jehuti in Ra, for 2222 for amazing inspiration from yourselves and MeriKaRe instructions. Yes, Hinu to you, great brother, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your transformation continue as you continue to dig into those Medu classes and dig into the Purim Haru. Anyway, it's definitely very powerful. So as you're beginning to realize, so Tua to you for your great consistency and always supporting in the ways that you do and coming in with that fire, with that excitement for the Medu. May you continue to keep that flame burning and apply it to what you're learning, great brother. So Hotep to Jehuti in Ra. Very powerful name. And let me double check all right, so yes, there we are. Great Atef, you can give a round of applause to the great Maru.
You say I'm a DJ, Ani. hey,
absolutely.
Look, listen, I laugh, right? Because I'm like, man, I want to learn how to DJ so bad. I ain't touched my board. I haven't touched it. Like, I'm gonna tell you what I did, right? Listen, I took it to, I had a family gathering with my mate, and I had to play the music, right? So I brought the whole thing, brought it out there, but then I had to go pick up my car. This was when remember I told you I was having car trouble. So finally got my car fixed. I had to go get it, so I had to leave. So I ended up, it was early when I got there and set up, so I ended up putting on just a playlist and just playing it. But I had the whole setup as if I was DJing because that was the plan, but then I got the call to pick my car up. So I had to leave. So I told my mate, hey, just let it play like that. This is what's going on. Because he said, you got all this stuff hooked up? And I was like, yeah, but I had to fake me out because I had to have something hold me down while I was gone. Man, I got back probably like 2 hours later. They was loving the little playlist. I ain't never even touched the board. I never even touched it, bro. For real. I had it set up and everything. Listen, I haven't touched it yet, but yes, I'm gonna learn the DJ. I'm gonna, I have a.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a DJ. We're gonna need a DJ when we start to tour and travel. So
Yes,
I only can be around the netter. So
yeah, I got you. I got you. I brought it. Listen, I brought it to practice and learn, but it's a lot. But I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it. Look, he say back in the day, LOL, he retired into editing. Okay.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, Hotep the DJ Netter Atef.
A lot of creative brothers in here, man. Yeah, you already know. I got you. We gonna do what we do, brother.
Absolutely.
Too many buttons.
Yeah. So yeah, to the great Jehuti and Ra and all of the great Meru, the great supporters of the House of ATTON, and for supporting what we're doing as we build this brick by brick, layer by layer, step by step, and reestablishing the teachings of the Natiru from the scribes themselves. It's a very large task that we're doing, and it starts with us. It will grow and expand. So yes, what we're doing is very important. So dua to all of you who support, and House of ATTON, the Natiru exist. Jehuti, will you be coming to the pathways this year in October 19th in Los Angeles? And for anyone who, when you get your tickets, you'll receive the address once you get your tickets, so that way it is an event just for those of us here in the House of ATTON. So it's not a public address. But hopefully, Jehuti, you can make your way out. And Hotep, and peace to Ark Isis. I see you in the chat as well. May your travels in Brazil be safe and evolutionary. Hotep and Tua to you. So yes, we are at coming up on the 3-hour mark. So dua for Basatut for coming up on the panel, and for allowing everyone to see you and hear you. And yeah, it's always great when those of you come up, so we can build. The matrix is ever distracting. So in these spaces, and even outside of these spaces, the more that we connect, the stronger we will feel. So yeah, doing Hindu to the great Basatut, and Hotep to Minty Hotep, wherever you may be. I know that you're doing a lot as well, so sending much MeriKaRe to you, and the great brother Dejed, the great brother Dejed, Hotep to you, and sending you much Hotep MeriKaRe as well. So yes, is there anything that you like to announce or speak on before we begin our closeouts?
Yeah, can you hear me? Mic check.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody to go check out Sarnetta on Wednesday at what time you say? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. What time is it going to be? 7 p.m.? 6 p.m. Eastern time?
Yes.
6 p.m. Eastern time, Sarnetta. You're going to have to look around sometimes. Is it on the House of Consciousness or the other website?
No, it'll be on the House of Consciousness.
House of Consciousness? Okay.
Yeah,
I want to tell everybody to go check out the brother. Come check us out on Sarnetta on Wednesday. Definitely looking forward to this Geb Earth Meta class that the great brother Ani is going to
bring forth. And, we want the whole house of ATTON there. It's going to be fire. It's going to be Nefer. The last few times have been Nefer. And we're going to continue that frequency. And we're going to continue our frequency, even when they get on theirs, So, I just wanted to say that, man. Send everybody there, man, because this is going to be fire, and the inundation is going to come. It's coming. And, we will reap the fruits of our labor, definitely. So I encourage everybody to stay on your path, stay moving forward, leading with the left, and definitely come check us out on Wednesday. The great brother Ani is going to be presenting Geb, and man, I just want to give a shout out to that, brother. I'm excited about that because I already know, man. It's almost like, for me, I'm finna just tell y'all. For me, I love it because it reminds me of when I first got on this particular path, right? Because I love learning, so for me to be able to watch the class and then still be a part of it, to be a part of the house of ATTON is never for me, right? So that gets me real excited because it takes me back to the days when I was just watching and I'm talking to the phone, not in the phone or in the chat. I wasn't a real chatter, but I would be talking into the phone, So it's gonna be good. So I want everybody to go check us out. Go check out the great brother Ani on Sinetta and Gab.
To our great brother for that reminder, so I could show that. And yes, it's going to be a very powerful class. Y'all want to be there to see what's finna happen. But it's going to be a pure, especially for all of the men, it's going to be a pure class on masculinity. And again, I'm gonna give some tools for us. That's very much not just for men, right? But it is going to be a masculine class, so and that's, as I continue to bring forward the sessions and continue to give practices for us to do, it'll provide great benefit. And Geb is a very important part, right? When it comes to the ground, and grounding and placing your consciousness into the earth, right? Into the ground, and taking time, hour, a day, to just allow yourself to connect directly, consciously, effectively with the ground, and allowing that ka of Geb to root you and bring you here, which will make you greater in the physical world, right? That's one of the powerful secrets when it comes to conscious, intentional, practical grounding, especially with certain specific ways to do it. It literally takes anything that's moving in an unorganized way and automatically places it in a state that you can solidify and start to move things in your mind very much in a organized way. Grounding is very helpful, especially for children, right? In today's time with the social media and the internet, and everything is so fast and everything's moving so fast, when you just take time to just sit and do the pouring down new, right? And there's steps after of literally digging yourself directly and grabbing into Geb and allowing his ka to connect to yours, and anything that you don't want, you push down into Geb, and he transmutes and brings back what you need, which we want. Solidarity, we want everything that we want and that we're accessing in the ka realm internally, all of the Peka Mku and the Ucha, the Useret, all of the wealth and abundance that we have access to. The grounding is what's going to bring it to the real physical plane here. So it's a very important part for what we're doing. So this Geb class is going to be very transformational, very powerful, while simultaneously I'm just going to be throwing axes everywhere. And that's just a distraction, though. They're just, don't get distracted by the axe throwing. But yeah, I'm gonna throw a lot of axes on the way, and just wait for the people to come in and just bite the bait. Oh man, I'm you know, yeah, it's gonna be fun. So yeah, everyone come join us Wednesday 6 p.m. Eastern time, which what is that, 3 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure that you're there and representing the House of ATTON. And yeah, tuah to you, great Atef Rem Qem Maat, for all the works that you're doing, your consistency, and you're a brother that just does the work, and you don't speak about what you're doing, and you know, we see the results of it, and we know that you're leading. You're leading in Ma'at, and your strength always comes through and shows. So tuah for that, great brother, and tuah to the great Jed. Hotep and Henu to you and your Aout, to Gabby and all of the children. Hotep Marie, and of course to the great Saba Tahuti, Amun Hotep Ra, and his Aout. May your Ucha. I'm certain that your Ucha is continuing to evolve and grow, and bringing forth the cleansing to heal the body. So tuah, great Saba Tahuti, and dua and hinu to all of you who are here with us live, those who watch on the playback, and especially those who support and allowing us to bring forward the teachings. And for those who appreciate and understand and respect what the great ancestors did, and they left directions, you know, and so just step by step we follow them, and as the great MeriKaRe taught, emulate the ancestors, just emulate them, right? And for us to emulate them, we have to be in the writings and reading them. And the great Atef brought up a excellent point, where he spoke about putting these productions together helps with learning them, and that's one of the secrets. The one of the best ways to learn how to do something, at least from my experience, is to teach it. So when you put yourself in a different perspective from someone who's just sitting there receiving it, right? That's a great way. But when you're receiving it to present it, right, to go out in the world and teach it to people, you're learning it in a different way, and as you teach it, you learn it. So, and I've heard Saba say that too. So, and I've heard many teachers say that, you know, you learn by teaching. So take what you're learning and go out there and use it for sure. So Uncle Jasa Neb, houseofatton.org. And yeah, feel free to reach out in the Discord community. Also, we also have a WhatsApp number for if anyone wants to reach out personally and not on a public platform. You can definitely call or text the WhatsApp number, which is 702-983-4884. And that's open to all of you, all of the great Karu and all of the great supporters. Yeah, which is 702-9-Tahuti. So yeah, reach out to us if you just for anything. And so yes, Pathways to Awakening 2025. Looking forward to seeing you all there. And I'll conclude with the MDWNTR. Sakim M Arit MeriKaRe Simu Hatuna Tiru Pert and Hotep. I obtain the power to do what pleases my Ka. May the hearts of the Natiru lead me. I come forth in offering. Hotep Marie.
Hotep, peace and love. Two out for those Nefa words, great brother. Peace and love to all the great supporters, everybody that came out and supported. Peace and love to our great master teacher, Sabat Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. Peace and love to the Jag, great brother, sending you much MeriKaRe and Sekem. Peace and love to the great brother Robert Williams in the chat. Peace and love to you, great brother, and the Nefa sisters, Ark Isis, good to see you. And the great sister Angela Gates, very consistent, good to see you, great sister. Minty Hotep, Amunet, Nefa Sekmet, peace and love. And with that, we will end the way we began with our Nefa affirmation. From today's teachings, be proficient in speech so that you may be strong. For the strength of a king is his tongue. Words are mightier than any struggle. Make no distinction between a well-born man and a commoner, but take a man at your service because of his deeds. Erect many monuments for God, for this is a means of giving life to the name of him who constructs them. And a man should do what is beneficial for his Ba. MDWNTR.MEDIA, MDWNTR.MEDIA.
Atef, you cut out in the middle of the affirmation. We can't hear you, great brother.
MDWNTR Maat, NS, Nintet or Sat Maat, Minhapapet Maat, Her in Hu Kui, Per Ikut. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Come join us, House of ATTON, Ancient Tahuti and Teachings of the Tiru. Back to the source, we the original Axemen. Forget that we the real champions around.
This is the path to enlightenment, my son. Follow it closely. This is the path to enlightenment, my son. Follow it closely.
Yo, let's go.
Shed. Closed my eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move, but my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died and now my body, I'm forever locked in. I was screaming, help me, someone help me please. But there wasn't any sound making it through my teeth. I could see movement in motion, shadows gather around me. How could I close my eyes already closed. Eating alkaline at this time, fasting Rizzo shocking. I was stuck in a paralysis, Fred had me froze. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed. I finally started waking up and coming back. I was in the opposite of states effect. That's relaxed. I grabbed my phone and started to do research. Knowledge of what happened, I was in a lack. Insidious, the movie came direct to mind. Every time I've seen this, it was connected to what's not divine. Demons crawling, forcefully holding the body down. Ain't no point in trying to scream, you will not make a sound. Deep within, I knew I made that a reality. The all is mine, I saw it, and so shall it be. I start replacing fear with knowing universe is mental. Talking to my subconscious to wake me up in dreams. Then one day my spirit guides came in so essential. Daylight's astral playing loud in my dream helped to set me free. I'm back in paralysis laying on my couch. But this time I was calm, ready to exit out. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed. From what I read, I need to move my arms in front of me. See a rope and pull it, separate and then release. Now I'm out, I see my house is gleaming, I accept it. Looking in the mirror, staring at my car's reflection. I was so ecstatic, flying in every direction. This was months of subconscious reprogramming and redirection. Place my thoughts in my body, wake up, that's what I did. I was reborn from that day so I could start to live. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth. It's time to shed.